The two latest news stories coming out of Pittsburgh are stirring up serious conversation. One involves a controversial comment from a rival player who flat out ignored one of the top defensive names in the NFL, and Steelers fans did not take it lightly. The other brings an unexpected twist to the offensive lineup. Just when everyone thought the team was about to lose a key piece, a surprising medical update changed everything. But it also created a new strategic dilemma. Let's start with the controversy that left TJ Watt's name out of a list he absolutely belongs on. Man, talk about a head-scratcher. Brian Burns just dropped one of the most surprising takes of the season so far, and Steelers Nation ain't gonna be thrilled about it. So here's the deal. New York Giants pass rusher Brian Burns recently joined Jordan Schultz on the Schultz Report, and when asked to name the league's top dogs at getting after the quarterback, he rattled off names like Nick Bonitto, Micah Parsons, Max Crosby, and of course Myles Garrett. But you know who was missing from that list? Yep, TJ freaking Watt. No mention. Not a whisper. Nothing. And look, it's not like Watt's fallen off. Far from it. After a shaky start to the 2025 season for the Steelers defense, the unit has started to click, especially in weeks 3 and 4. And right in the middle of that turnaround, good old TJ, flying around like a heat-seeking missile, making life miserable for quarterbacks. Through 4 games, the man's got 3 sacks, 6 QB hits, 5 tackles for loss, and an interception, just for good measure. But apparently, none of that's impressive enough for Burns to even give him a nod. And let's not ignore the irony here. Burns has never hit more than 12.5 sacks in a season. He's a solid player, no doubt, but to leave out a 4-time All-Pro and the 2021 Defensive Player of the Year, that's wild. Nick Bonitto's name being dropped before Watt is another eyebrow-raiser. Bonitto's flashed some talent, but he's still early in his career. Meanwhile, Watt's already racked up enough sacks to sit 4th among active players, and he wasn't even drafted until 2017. Everyone above him? They entered the league way before that. The disrespect's nothing new, though. Watt's been getting overlooked by analysts, players, and fans for years now. It doesn't make sense, but that's just the reality he's been living in. Whether it's because he's not flashy on social media or plays in Pittsburgh instead of a bigger market, people keep acting like he's not one of the most dominant forces in football. Spoiler alert, he is. Without Watt, the Steelers' defense would be a whole different animal, and not in a good way. His impact is massive, and when he's locked in like he has been lately, there aren't many in the league who can match his presence. And if that first story already hit a nerve, the second just dropped, and it might shift the entire course of the Steelers' offensive season. Just when it looked like the Steelers might be heading into a rough patch, the injury gods decided to ease up a bit, and Pittsburgh fans can breathe a little easier. Let's start with the wide receiver situation. After Calvin Austin III went down with what looked like a serious shoulder injury in Week 4 over in Dublin, things were sounding grim. The vibe was that he'd be sidelined for a while, and the team was already sniffing around for replacements. Internally, Roman Wilson, Scotty Miller, and Ben Skowronek were the likely fill-ins. Externally, names like OBJ, Curtis Samuel, and even Calvin Ridley started getting thrown into the rumor mill. Yeah, it was starting to feel like the Steelers might be dialing up some big moves, but surprise, Austin might not miss any time at all. Dude was in the hospital a week ago, and now there's a real shot he's suiting up in Week 6. That's a massive win for an offense that really can't afford to lose speed and explosiveness at wideout. The team could still make a move, but let's be real. Austin brings something to the field none of the options, internal or external, can fully replicate. Now flip it over to the backfield, and we've got more drama. Jaylen Warren missed the Vikings game with a knee injury, and it opened the door for Kenneth Gainwell to go off for 99 yards. The Steelers hit the 100-yard rushing mark for the first time since Week 1, and the offense finally found some rhythm. So the big question is, who starts moving forward? Warren's still the guy. He earned that role coming into the season, and the team clearly trusts him. But you'd be nuts to bench Gainwell after what he just did. This isn't a one or the other situation, it's a why not both type of deal. Keep Warren as the lead, but keep feeding Gainwell too. Ride the hot hand, keep defenses guessing, and don't box yourself in. TJ Watt being left out is just more proof the Steelers keep getting overlooked. On offense, Austin's quick return is exciting, but the backfield situation needs smart handling. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a thing.